Welcome to Poker Days with Randy G, and I'm Randy G. I went on a cruise in 2010 with my wife and two good friends, a husband and wife. And ahead of the cruise, I knew that the cruise was going to be putting on a single table tournament in No Limit Hold'em Poker. So I knew ahead of time that I actually wanted to play the tournament and see how I could do. We went on the cruise, we had a good time, in the casino drinking, kind of doing some excursions, hanging out, had a really good time. And then the morning came to when they were putting on this tournament. So it was a $150 buy-in, single table, satellite, and if you won the satellite tournament, you actually won into a bigger tournament on another cruise. So you won some cash, you won a buy-in to a tournament where there was maybe a $75,000 guarantee, and you won a free cruise as well. So my friend and I decided to play the tournament, and we were doing pretty good. I'm pretty good in single table satellites. I have patience to kind of wait out some of the first few levels and then kind of be a little more aggressive towards the end, and that strategy paid off in this tournament. So my buddy that was on the cruise with us, he went out I think fourth, but let's just say third for the sake of this video. And then once he went out, I was actually heads up with another gentleman. The gentleman was older, kind of upset that maybe I was drinking a little bit, having a good time, so I figured he was trying to be a little more aggressive than he normally would be. So on the last hand, I had him covered by some chips. I raised, I had ace king, he re-raised me all in, and I figured he was getting a little upset with maybe the way I was playing and the way I was having a good time. So once he pushed all in, it was a pretty easy call for me, and I definitely figured he probably had a worse hand, maybe king X, something to that effect. And actually when the cards were flipped up, I had ace king and he actually had queen 7. So he was getting pretty aggressive and kind of out of line, and I was able to win it. So when they actually brought me the check for the tournament and for the win, they took a picture of me with the check, but I have yet to see that picture, and again, that was 2010, so I'm not sure if the picture exists. So I won the tournament, and that set me up essentially to go on another cruise the next year and play in the $75,000 guaranteed tournament as well. So come to find out, on that previous cruise, my wife was pregnant, so my wife was pregnant with her first daughter, and she couldn't go on that next cruise for that big poker tournament. So it was a paid-for cruise, a free buy-in to another tournament. I could sell it, but I really didn't think I was going to get value out of selling it, so I'd rather play the tournament. I actually invited my mom to go on the cruise with me, so my mom decided that she would go with me. Free cruise, everything was paid for. We got to go on the cruise. We went to Grand Cayman, we went to Jamaica, went to the Bahamas, and then back to Miami. So it was good. It was a win-win for both of us. I got to go play in the tournament, and my mom got to go on a free cruise as well. The cruise that I went on with my mom was actually a fun cruise. It was a 7-day cruise into the Caribbean, and for the tournament, the cruise line had Chris Moneymaker as the poker pro there. Chris Moneymaker was on the ship. He was actually playing in the tournament, and during certain nights of the cruise, he was actually giving live tutorials on different hands and ways to play hands and things like that. So you could go down as a poker player. If you had a ticket for the tournament, you could go sit down with Chris Moneymaker, learn some hands, watch him play some hands, and get some really great insight on how he plays poker and the way he looks at poker and the different hands that he plays. The tournament on the cruise was a turbo, so it was actually a pretty fast setup, and it was on the poker tech table, so you didn't have a live dealer, and it was all virtual, no cards, no real chips. But it was a fun tournament nonetheless. It was great to play with all those people. In the initial start of the tournament, I was actually running pretty good, had some really big hands. that I was able to get paid off on. But then in the later parts of the tournaments, when it started mattering quite a bit, I was actually really hand dead. I wasn't getting any cards. I probably think maybe for a good 5 hours or so, my best hand might have been pocket deuces, maybe an ace queen hand, but pocket twos were probably my best hand, and I tried to make some move with the deuces, and just nothing came to fruition. So you know, I was knocked out probably, I don't even know the place I got knocked out on, but it was a 2-day tournament, and I didn't make it past the first day. But it was a fun tournament. Again, got to play with Chris Moneymaker, play with some other people. It was a pretty good mix of people from all around the world, people that enjoyed cruising, going on cruises, and also people that enjoyed poker as well. So fast forward to a couple years later, in 2013, my wife and I went on another cruise with a different group of friends, and at this time actually we knew that my wife was pregnant with our second child. So we went on this cruise hanging out with some friends, and I knew that they had the Poker Tech Poker Pro Challenge on that cruise as well. So the same thing, where it was a single table satellite that they were going to put on for $150 buy-in. So, you know, we were having a good time. I wanted to play some poker, so I decided to jump into that tournament again. Second time that I played the tournament, and again, kind of the same strategy going in, looking to kind of play slow at first, watch how some people played, and then maybe make some more aggressive moves towards the end. So, again, strategy worked out. So I played that same strategy, and once I got down to three-handed, I was able to be a little more aggressive, kind of pushing people around. I was able to gain the chip lead, so I had the chip lead, and on the last hand, I raised with pocket fives. Another gentleman re-raised me all in, and then the other guy went all in as well. I had them both covered, so I knew that if I got knocked out, or if I lost the hand, excuse me, that I wouldn't get knocked out of the tournament. So I went ahead and gave it a call, and I was actually up aces versus jacks versus my pocket fives, and I flopped a five, so I was able to win the hand with a set of fives. So won that tournament. So that was the second time I played that single table satellite, and I won that one as well. Unfortunately, again, I wasn't able to go on this cruise though. Like I said before, my wife was pregnant with our second child, and when the time came around for this tournament to happen and this cruise to go out, it was a 7-day cruise, and it was right around the time when we were possibly looking to have the baby. So I had to go out there and actually sell that ticket. But you know, those are probably one of my top poker achievements, were winning those single table satellites. Not only do I feel that I play those single table satellites pretty well, but it also gave me an opportunity to take my mom on a free cruise and play some poker. My mom had a great time. She had a good time as well, learning a little bit about the poker, and I think she had a good time watching me and see how enjoyable poker is to me and poker is to my life. So that was probably one of my top poker achievements. The good thing about the Vlogger in Paradise contest is that I believe it'll give my wife and I a good opportunity to kind of take the trip that we were meant to take a couple years back when she was pregnant with our second daughter. It'll give her a chance to get involved in poker a little bit more, and also for her to see how enjoyable poker makes me and how good of a time I have when I'm playing poker. So it'll be a win-win. She'll get the excitement to be able to go to the Bahamas. I'll get the excitement to play in the tournament and bring home some cash. Remember, if you like my videos, click subscribe, and please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks again to Andrew Neeme, Jeff Gross, Bill Perkins, and Pokerstars. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'll see you guys in the Bahamas.